No one is more devoted to God's creation than Ted. The air, the water, the soil, the land. Ted loves all of God's creatures, whether it's the apple tree or the serpent.
I think he is a visionary and he's a genius.
I think of him as really a brilliant man.
Ted's probably good at 100 things, but in terms of being one of the leaders in the whole world, he's been a leader in communication. He changed the world of communication.
Ted was a pioneer in the use of satellites in the earliest phases.
He changed the world of philanthropy, and I think he is changing the world of land ownership and land stewardship. In all of those areas, he's setting the pace, I think, not just for the United States, but I think he's setting and has set the pace for the world.
I was publisher of the Los Angeles Times when Ted launched CNN in 1980.
I dedicate the news channel for America, the cable news network.
Interestingly enough, another publication launched that year, and it was USA Today. The newspaper publishers really did not predict success for CNN at the outset.
Not everybody bought into it, but I think there was a point where we sort of crossed the bridge and everybody understood that even though some of his antics were a little different and his thoughts were a little bolder than maybe theirs were, that he got out there, was making amazing things happen. And the two things that were known around the world for Atlanta were, CNN and, TBS and the Braves, et cetera, and Coca-Cola was the goodwill ambassador.
There have been several pivotal moments in the history of CNN. For me, the major change took place when CNN covered the war in the Gulf live and was able to secure coverage and really globalization of CNN. We had the White House, Defense Department, the State Department, but also heads of state throughout the world watching.
People talk about being outside the box. Well, Ted never found the box. He just was, he lived around those edges, but he made those edges work.
And almost in everything, but the man was, I was just amazed how smart he was. I've met some smart people, but Ted took the cake.
It was great to work with, and he would do things like he would sit you down and he'd say, Bob, you and I have the magic touch. We have the magic touch. We can take things that are ordinary and we can make them extraordinary. And the first time you hear it, you're like, oh, that's ridiculous. But he tells you over and over again, then suddenly you start thinking, damn, I got the magic touch. You just want to get out there and use it.
I also have thought about seeing Ted walking down Lucky Street in Atlanta one day with an armful of garbage. Literally, as he was walking down the street, he saw litter that he picked up and put in his arms until he could make it to the next trash can.
He's been seen all over Atlanta picking up other people's trash.
He wasn't doing it for cameras. He wasn't doing it for publicity. He was doing it because he felt deeply that we should not be scattering our trash, our litter, along either the sidewalk or the highways of life.
I think the average person who's got access to that much wealth doesn't care. They might have a simpatico for people who are not well off, but they're not going to worry about them every day, I don't think. Ted worried about them every day, And so I think he felt that black people and white people all love each other just like, that's what Martin Luther King said. And that's what fascinated him, I think, that he probably wanted to save the world. But when you look at his projects, that's what he ended up doing, trying to save the world.
His whole career has been focused on doing well by doing good, making that money, but then spending it very wisely to help people, to help us as a species evolve.
He wanted humankind to live a good life.
And cares deeply about making our world a better place during the time he has on this planet.
He's done big, bold things. He would dream big, and he'd make those around him dream big.
Ted's philosophy is if you can dream it, you can do it. And he's done that in every single endeavor. He's had a lot of bold dreams. Most people wake up and say, hey, that was a wild dream I had. Ted wakes up and says, let's do it.
Dad sat on a mountaintop of information, and he really funded a lot of original programming focused on, social causes, environmental causes, including his good friend, his programming. So the Undersea Adventures of Jacques Cousteau early on, and then National Geographic Explorer later.
Ted, it's a real blessing to have had the opportunity to be around someone who had such bold dreams, had absolutely no limits on what they thought could be done in the world, and went out and did it. Just to be there with you, to be influenced by it, and to be told things that you would tell me.
Congratulations, Ted Turner, on your Lifetime Achievement Award. It was an honor to oversee the CNN Fellowship programs for over 25 years and working with you.
A private individual helping to make the world safer and reducing nuclear risk. Congratulations, Ted. You've set the example for us all. Thank you.
I would like to thank the Atlanta Business Chronicle, which is one of my very favorite publications, for honoring my friend Ted Turner today.
He loves everybody, and I especially love him. Congratulations, Ted, on everything you have already done and anything you think you might want to do in the future. I love you much.
Hey, Dad, I just want to take this moment to congratulate you on receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award from the Atlanta Business Chronicle. You are so deserving, and we love and admire you so much.